That's a him, Mario. You may be wondering how Nintendo's beloved red-clad plumber found himself in this situation. Well, it's a bit of a long story, but I can tell you that it begins with a movement that's slowly gaining traction in our present day. Being genuine online with little regard to cringe culture. In our ever-evolving digital landscape we call the internet, a phenomenon known as cringe culture has emerged. If you haven't heard, cringe culture revolves around mockery and ridicule of individuals and the content that they create if it's deemed to be awkward, uncool, or otherwise embarrassing. This has led to many creators online suppressing their creativity because they're just so afraid to express themselves for fear of being mocked as cringy or uncool. It has become so difficult to express your deeper feelings these days. Everything has to be either uninspiring, surface level, or perhaps worse, buried under several layers of irony. I find this to be such a dilemma when it comes to creating content that is innovative and outside the box. The music box. That's why I find it to be such a breath of fresh air when something like Mario the Music Box exists boldly and freely outside of the fear of ridicule or mockery. Now, let's talk about Mario and his instrument. Mario the Music Box is an RPG Maker XP horror game featuring, you guessed it, the wonderful Mario as its protagonist. The game was originally released in 2015, but a remaster was developed and released in 2019. For the purpose of this video, I will be discussing the 2019 remaster exclusively. This game was developed by Nintendo! Did you believe me? Mario the Music Box is actually developed by Team Ari. They're an independent hobbyist dev team that seems to be composed of people who are passionate about Mario. The lead artist and story director, Corpse Syndrome's social media is absolutely chock full of the plumber. Kinda weird, right? It'd be a little hypocritical for a Yumajoshi like myself to have anything but respect for someone's dedication to their fictional character. In any case, Team Ari cites their main influences as Corpse Party, The Witch's House, and Mad Father. These influences are absolutely worn on the plumber's sleeve as you explore the sinister mansion. If you're familiar with any kind of RPG Maker horror game, be it Ebb, or The Crooked Man, or Mojiko Castle, or any of the other sided games, you'll probably find yourself pretty much an expert in Mario the Music Box's main gameplay loop. You wander around the scary mansion, you look for things to interact with. These things will either be straight up death flags a la Witch's House, or be a part of a puzzle. You solve puzzles, you get keys, you advance to the new part of the mansion, and learn more about the beautiful anime person family responsible for the terrors of this game. Pretty straightforward for any seasoned veterans of this genre, but what sets it apart from its predecessors? As I mentioned earlier, similar to the Witch's House, is how many random death flags there are in the game. It's possible to trigger a death flag just by looking at the wrong interactable object. This game does tend to make these death flags somewhat obvious, generally giving you a way to back out with a probing "Are you sure?" prompt. However, Mario the Music Box takes it a little further than just a simple game over screen. Oh, yes it does. Each and every possible death includes its own unique set of visual novel style CGs, and there are a lot of deaths in this game. So many deaths that there are close to 600 unique pieces of art to illustrate the many, 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 many ways that Mario, Luigi, or even Reba can die. But I promise, there's a little more to the game than Mario getting mutilated. I'm sure you're wondering, huh? Reba? Who is this anime man? Is he some long-lost little plumber brother? Well, let's dive a little deeper into the story that Team Ari has woven and find out. The game opens with Mario lamenting over how he was told about this spooky mansion by Princess Peach and how he wishes he didn't have to go explore it. However, Mario, being the valiant guy he is, has decided that he can't leave it alone simply. He must meddle. Mario solves his very first puzzle before even entering by eating a mushroom? Nope. Entering a pipe? Nope. Pulling a crowbar out from a fountain and then using it to break and enter into the spooky mansion? Correct. The blasted, Mario's word, not mine, thing breaks right after he enters. Now, Mario's met with the game's first instance of player decision making. You can explore the mansion, or you can turn right around and leave. If you do the latter, you will receive your very first ending, in which that cowardly Mario runs back to the Mushroom Kingdom, never to think about the mansion ever again. I personally really love when horror games offer a very realistic option like this. Call me just as cowardly. But I also love endings where Italians get skewered, so we must press on. Mario sees a spooky ghost ahead of him and decides to follow her if he hasn't already turned tail for home. After following the ghastly figure, he happens upon a music box. Mario, being the kleptomaniac we all know him as, cannot help but grab the music box and a lantern and then attempt to leave the mansion. On his way out, Mario sees blood for the first time ever. On the wall is painted, "Take the exit." Well, don't mind if he does. However, much to Mario's surprise, the mansion's front doors have not been locked, but completely disappeared. With vigor, Mario declares that he will find his own way out. Thus, exploration of the mansion now truly opens up. Throughout the game, Mario will encounter plenty of ghosts, ghoulies, and obstacles. The first ghost is a pretty normal anime woman who's pretty hungry. She will bite into Mario's neck and taste his spaghetti sauce vampire style. Some of the early obstacles you will encounter include a cliff, which Mario cannot jump across, a swamp that features the giant eel from Mario 64, and that piano from the same game also makes a cameo, chomping into the plumber if he performs a puzzle incorrectly. The first major event will be when Mario gets possessed, with his mind finally weakened from all the horrors and spooks he has experienced. He gains access to Alice's room. He reads a book that was calling out to him. It turns out to be Alice's diary. She writes about how much she loves Reba and how everything she did in order to do the ritual was ultimately for Reba, so they could be together forever. As Mario reads, he finds himself speaking without realizing it. He had been possessed by Alice, who promises to take good care of Mario's body. This is when our perspective swaps, and we begin playing as Luigi. Luigi has come to the mansion to check up on his big bro Mario, who has been missing. Once again, we are presented with the great option of simply turning around and booking it for a quick ending. I think this suits Luigi's character most, but we've got to find out what that anime woman wants with Mario's body. So, once again, we traverse the mansion as Luigi. Some places are blocked off, so we are led to where Mario is. Once we find Mario, we are then chased by a Mario with a funny face. Luigi begins to hallucinate, seeing a lot of dead Marios in different scenarios. One is hanged, one is gored, etc., etc. Luigi solves a few puzzles and finds a laboratory kind of room. Mario is splayed out in his striped socks on top of a table. Luigi finally has a mental breakdown, and we shift to our third and final playable character. You know him. You love him. It's everyone's favorite Mario character, Reba! Shifting to this guy for the first time gave me such insane whiplash. He looks like he's straight out of Hitalia. Now that we've established our protagonist, deuteragonist, and tritagonist, I'll just quickly go over the rest of the story and the various endings. Over the course of the game, the player slowly begins to uncover the story of the family at the center of this mansion. In this family, we have Alice, Reba, Anna, and Serena. Then we have the butler, Alfred, the maid, Rosa, and Marie, who's kind of just a random girl and no one really knows what her relation is to the family. Anyhow, the matriarch of this family, Alice, is going to be the most important character here. Alice's main driving point is her obsession with becoming immortal. She has researched the ritual in order to achieve this immortality. She will stop at nothing to achieve this goal, even going as far as killing her own child for the sake of the ritual. Why is she so obsessed? Reba. Alice is deathly, obsessively in love with Reba and wants to be with him forever. Reba is an extremely mysterious man throughout the course of the game. After some time loop shenanigans during the game, we eventually find out that Reba is a demon who has been stuck in the mansion due to Alice's curse. He was originally married to Alice's sister and had a child with her, Anna. Then, he had a child with Alice named Serena. Anna and Serena are also pretty important to the story, as they were targets for Alice's ritual. Anna is absolutely hated by Alice because she's Reba's first daughter and a reminder that Alice was not Reba's first and only love, while Serena is very beloved. However, that love for Serena is a little bit questionable. It is revealed that Serena was the key to the ritual being completed. By killing Serena, Alice would have been able to become immortal. Anna caught wind of Alice's plot from her imaginary friend and decided that she would throw a wrench into the whole plan by killing Serena herself. These two kids end up being incredibly important to the ending that you get when you go for the downstairs route, as I'll call it. The butler and maid, Alfred and Rosa, have their own little plot as well, but I'll go over that when I get to the upstairs route. So first, let's start with the downstairs route. This route involves choosing to go downstairs at the end of the game, as Luigi tries to find an exit to get a still possessed Mario out of the mansion once and for all. There are 5 distinct endings that you can get from this route. They are Missing, Tragedy, Sealed, Puppet, and Better Off Lost. We'll start with Missing, as this is considered to be the canonical ending of the game to lead into the sequel. In order to get this ending, you simply have Luigi take Mario right out of the front door. On their way back to the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario is showing signs of not doing well as he's questioning reality. Later that night, Alice ends up taking full possession of Mario and stabs Luigi to death. She then goes free into the Mushroom Kingdom to wreak havoc. The next ending, Tragedy, involves Luigi and Mario traversing through the mansion's labor mine shaft. I should have mentioned this, but yeah, apparently the family owned a mine shaft of laborers who were very overworked. Perhaps slavery? Anyways, Luigi and Mario make it through the mines, the floor collapses, but then they get into a slight argument and break away from each other. At this point, Reba appears and takes Mario away for the ritual. Luigi follows after them. He finds the ritual room and faces Reba. He can choose to either fight for his brother's life or simply walk away. For the tragedy ending, Luigi decides that this is kind of above his pay grade and he just leaves his brother to his fate. After some final exploring, Luigi finds his way out of the mines and is met by a scene of the Mushroom Kingdom going up in flames. Alice has completed the ritual and is now unleashing her wrath upon the world. Nice going, coward! Now for the sealed ending. Luigi decides that it's time for him to no longer be a coward. He stands against Reba, dodging his attacks until Malice, that's Mario Alice for the unaware, awakens. For her first order of business, she slays Reba. After a few words are exchanged between Luigi and Malice, the fight for Mario's body begins right inside of Mario's Mind Palace. The game has a boss battle in which you have to turn off 6 lanterns around the final map while dodging Malice and her freaky crew. After beating this final boss, Anna appears and attempts to lock Alice back in the music box. However, she is not quite strong enough, and Alice decides that if she can't win, she's gonna take Mario out with her. She jumps off the edge of a cliff and crunch! Luigi promises that he'll be back for Mario. He runs back to the Mushroom Kingdom to get a search party. They run back in. Well, they discover Mario's dead body at the bottom. Not much jumping he could do to get out of that one, huh? There's gotta be a way to avoid that, right? There is. In the puppet ending, Mario and Luigi meet Anna's ghost in the mine shaft before going to confront Reba and Malice in the ritual room. Anna knocks out Luigi so that she can talk directly to Mario. She wants Mario to try and seal Alice away. Mario promises to try, and then Luigi and Mario go through basically the same events that lead up to Luigi facing Malice. Once Luigi beats Malice, Anna appears again, this time a little more powerful. However, not quite powerful enough. She can only capture half of Alice's soul in the music box, and half of Mario's soul gets sucked in as well. On their way home, Mario complains about feeling empty and Luigi kinda brushes it off. At night, however, Alice takes over Mario's body and kills Luigi, becoming free once again. Okay, so we're almost there, but not quite. We figure out the missing puzzle pieces with the true ending, Better Off Lost. In this ending, Mario and Luigi help to put Serena and Anna's souls to rest. They find out more about the backstory of the two girls and give them their respective items to free their souls. For the final time, the same events play out in which Luigi traverses the mines to find the ritual room, Reba gets skanked, and there's the same final boss fight in Mario's Mine Palace. However, this time, both Anna and Serena appear in order to pull their mother out of Mario. It works, and Mario is finally free. As they walk out of the mansion, however, Alice appears outside in front of them. She begs that they understand why she's so wrathful. Mario gives her a therapy session, telling her that she must not have really loved Reba anyway. I mean, she killed him. And Alice actually understood that. Mario decides to break the music box and free Alice, and her soul is finally put to rest. The brothers return to the Mushroom Kingdom, and all is well. While this ending is considered to be the best, I personally prefer an ending in the upstairs route. We'll get there. The upstairs route was added exclusively in the 2019 remaster of the game. This new route adds 2 brand new endings to the game. They are called Comatose and Omitted Memory. Let's set the stage for both of these endings. Luigi and Mario decide to head upstairs to find an exit. Mario passes out and leaves Luigi to kinda fend for himself basically. There's a few different puzzles that Luigi has to solve, and they revolve around the butler and maid duo, Alfred and Rosa. Alfred's body is found in a crawl space alongside a letter and an engagement ring, while Rosa's spirit is resting in a nearby room. The two of them have a kind of strange relationship. Alfred admits to being obsessively in love with Rosa. She seemed to not really like it much at first, but her spirit seemed to be overjoyed at the sight of the letter and the engagement ring, so I guess in the afterlife she was fine with it. As a reward, Rosa gives Luigi a bottle of holy water. Now, Luigi has a choice to make to determine the ending. In the comatose ending, Luigi decides to use the holy water on Rosa and Alfred in order to free their spirits from the mansion. Luigi gets the key leading outside for his generous action, but Alice is still roaming inside of Mario. As Luigi carries Mario back home to the Mushroom Kingdom, he is in a comatose state and unable to do anything for himself. It doesn't improve. Doctors are unable to help and so much time has passed. Luigi has a breakdown and ponders if he should just put Mario down or not. The game ends with Luigi crying on Mario, unable to ever talk to his brother ever again. Now, for my personal favorite ending. In this ending, Luigi decides to give Mario the holy water. This removes Alice from his body, but she is not yet defeated. Mario and Luigi meet her on the rooftop, where Alice knocks Luigi unconscious. Seeing his brother out cold, Mario is infuriated. An ancestor of Mario's calls out to him and tells him to use the holy water in order to defeat Alice. And now, we're back to the beginning of the video. An epic animated battle ensues between Alice and Mario. This minigame is evil, but after a few tries, I finally beat it, and I was able to see true Kino play right before my eyes. Despite Mario defeating Alice in battle, the war is not yet won. Mario gets pulled into the music box. He screams, he pleads, he begs for help, but no one can help him. Luigi's still out cold. Once he's inside the music box, he floats around in an empty void, his memories flashing before his eyes. He looks for Luigi, but soon realizes that the curse will reattach itself to Alice if he doesn't do anything. Mario, being the valiant plumber that he is, has decided that he will bear the burden of her curse all on his own in order to save everyone else. Now, a being of space, Mario brings Luigi into his mind palace and tells him that there's only going to be one plumber returning to the Mushroom Kingdom because Mario has a duty to perform. Luigi begs and pleads, but Mario has made up his mind. It's now up to Luigi to take care of the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario has to save everyone, and in order to do so, his body must become the vessel of the curse. He becomes Maguka. He sends Luigi home and receives the baby Alice in his arms. He promises to show her that life can be kind. Once home, Princess Peach comes to check on Luigi. Luigi immediately asks where Mario is, and she has no idea who he's talking about. Luigi has never had a brother. Luigi frantically tries to explain, but Peach just leaves him to rest. Later on, he finds a photo of him and Mario together, but while he's holding the frame, Mario disappears from the photo. Luigi sobs and cries out for Mario, eventually passing out from exhaustion. Then, Mario, in his galaxy form, appears next to Luigi's bed. Mario holds steady on his promise to being a container for the curse, but feels horrible that Luigi is being forced to live in the agony of knowing that he existed. So, Mario erases all memories of himself from Luigi. He promises to always watch over and protect Luigi from a distance, but for now, someone else needs him. In a new, separate reality, Mario raises the young Alice. They live in a cabin in a forest all on their own. Mario teaches her many things, like how to jump, how to eat pasta, and most of all, how to live a normal life, free of the corruption of the curse. However, these days cannot last forever. In a final scene, Mario tells Alice that he has to leave. The curse cannot allow him to stay forever. If he were to stay, all would have been for nothing. After a tearful goodbye, Mario vanishes, and Alice promises to stay strong for her Appa. She finally learns how to jump, just like Mario. And that's it. That's Mario the Music Box. Now that all of that is established, let's actually talk about the game. When you hear the elevator pitch of this game, okay, so Mario gets scored in tons of ways and there's an evil anime boy there too. You might think, oh, this is a game dependent wholly on shock value from seeing a beloved children's mascot in various unsavory situations. No. This is a game made from a pure, genuine love of Mario the character, and I have nothing but respect for that. Initially, Corp Syndrome had no intention of releasing the game to the public. It served as a personal outlet to navigate through a challenging period in their life. It would later require persuasion from their loved ones to complete the game and make it accessible to the public. The act of sharing a creation that encapsulates one's deepest thoughts with the public doesn't just demand considerable courage, it exposes vulnerability. At the heart of Mario the Music Box is a narrative that successfully breaks free from the shackles imposed by the fear of reactionaries, releasing regardless of cringe culture. This is a game created by someone who just genuinely and truly loves Mario the character. While you may wonder, do they really love Mario? I just saw him skewered in a billion different ways. The answer is yeah. It's a bit of a Fujoshi Riona kind of love, but a genuine love nonetheless. In any case, I believe that the game stands as a testament to the power of being genuine online. In a world where creators often shy away from expressing themselves authentically for fear of ridicule, this game boldly embraces creativity and innovation, unapologetically venturing into territories of weird that are usually mocked online. Everything's played completely straight in the game. The decision to make a horror RPG featuring Mario as the protagonist is a bold departure from the typical Mario game formula, to say the least. Team Ari's dedication to their fictional character, Mario, is evident in every one of the close to 600 CGs. The willingness to step outside the boundaries of conventional expectations is an act of embracing one's creative instincts, even if it seems ridiculous or absurd. Even if it means not just challenging established norms, but even the basis of copyright. It's a silly combo, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be. As we navigate through the eerie mansion, it becomes clear that Mario the Music Box draws inspiration from various horror games like Corpse Party, The Witch's House, and Mad Father, but the inspirations go much further than just those. There is inspiration from the likes of Monica Magica, Higurashi, and even Evangelion on display as well. The fusion of these influences create a familiar but very unique gameplay experience. I can't say there are many, if any, other games out there that hit a similar atmosphere to Mario the Music Box. The premise of the Wahoo Jumpin' Man being put into such a role is so absurdly engaging as a player. It's a nod to the importance of building upon existing ideas in order to create something that's fresh and engaging. As for the game's narrative intricacies, I feel that the overarching themes of love, obsession, and sacrifice are so interesting. Between the sibling love of Mario and Luigi, the obsessive love of Alice and Alfred towards Reba and Rosa respectively, and the themes of sacrifice for a greater good, I think there are some really powerful ideas behind this game that just prove that this is all being played straight. It's not being played up for shock value or anything of the like. Ultimately, I believe that Mario the Music Box serves as a beacon of inspiration, encouraging creators to embrace authenticity and break free from the often self-imposed confines of cringe culture, and to explore new narrative possibilities regardless of the response. To explore creativity, the courage to be different, and the ability to write impactful storytelling, no matter how seemingly silly. Corpse Syndrome's journey with Mario the Music Box showcases the challenges that creators may face within the landscape of online judgment. I'm just speculating, but the devs' initial reluctance to release their game seems to highlight a fear deeply rooted in the still pervasively online cringe culture. The courage it took for Corpse Syndrome to share a project born out of such personal struggles demonstrates the necessity of overcoming the stifling influence of cringe culture by making their creation public. Despite the vulnerability it entails, Corpse Syndrome challenges the norms perpetuated by cringe culture, contributing to a more inclusive and diverse online creative sphere. As you may traverse the haunted halls of the unique scenario Mario got himself into, consider reflecting on the lessons that it imparts about the power of creativity. Yahoo!